was called Teacher to Student. This is the part we forget. The hard work is in the thinking, the sitting 40 straight minutes, class after class, after class, after class, after class, after class, after class, for subjects that don't come easy. That sometimes the cute guy your biffle just drove home from practice is more important than the quadratic equation. That listening to us all day in school turns into listening to your parents all night at home, and that every day is filled with truly tough decisions, with the pressure to fit in, to wear the right clothes, use the right slang, answer the right questions with the right answers, that you are the future. Or maybe that is what we remember, that you are the future. And maybe that is why we fight so hard to make sure you know that I is capitalized every time you use it, that you is spelled Y-O-U, that the cute guy is more important only briefly, and then the quadratic equation is still there after he's gone. We fight, but we forget that there is nothing more divinely perfect than sitting in your friend's house, iPod on, legs draped across the couch, and each other waiting for the night and for life to begin. We forget that though you can drive, you still like to swing on the swings, be pampered when you are sick, and be told, good job, great job, gold star for you when you have done a good job, great job, gold star kind of job. That staying up until 3 a.m. doing your DBQ doesn't mean you are lazy or irresponsible. It means you cared enough, 3 a.m. enough to get it done, to not disappoint us. That sometimes you really did email the assignment on time. Sometimes the computer really crashed while you were saving. Sometimes the dog really did eat your homework.
Oh, God.
That at 15, getting up the nerve to talk to a teacher is like McMurphy trying to lift the control panel.
Oh, my God.
That sometimes school feels like the safest place in the world. It feels like home. It feels like all of you. And sometimes it doesn't. Here is what we know that you don't. You will never know more names of more people than you do right now. People you were in brownies with, Little League, Sunday school, the boys on the bus, the girl who sits behind you alphabetically in every class you share. That those of you who leave Mepham and go on to college with a high school boyfriend or girlfriend will spend Thanksgiving breaking up with them. That the December after you graduate will be the last time you will feel like you belong in these hallowed halls. That you will, at some point in your life, forget what you got on the SATs. That you will grow into yourself. Your too long legs, your too high voice, your skin will clear, your anger will fade, your heart will mend. You will one day, not far from now, be pretty enough, tall enough, smart enough, good enough, passionate, honest, loved, cherished, counted upon. That in ways you cannot imagine, you will continue to shape the world with your attitude, your savvy, your sarcasm, your honesty, your empathy, your ability. That 5 years from now, which will pass faster than you can ever imagine, no one will know if you were the geek, the goth, the jock, the joke, the loner, the loser, the cheerleader, or the valedictorian in your high school, unless you choose to tell them so. And we know, no matter how much you fight it, no matter how far you fly, how much you deny, we know that one day you will tell your children and your children's children, should that be the path you choose, about your days in Mepham. Because this is where you started, where you cut your teeth, spread your wings, tested your boundaries, towed the line, faced the music, fell in love with a song, a poem, a friend. This is where you began to be you in multitudes. We are here because we see your future, and we'll fight every day for the right to claim a piece of it, to be able to say in years to come, see that kid who changed the world? He sat third row, fourth seat, in class after class, after class, after class, after class, after class, after class.
Why I teach high school. A poem in bullets. 1, because both of my parents were teachers. 2, because Mrs. Rubenstein, my first grade teacher, wrote on my mooncat poem, "You really are a poet, Melanie." 3, because if I taught elementary school, some knee-high kid would need me to blow his nose while I zipped his jacket, tied his left shoe, and explained to him that boogers belong in his nose and not on his desk. 4, true story, because at 13 I broke up with someone by using a red pen to correct all the grammatical mistakes he'd made in his last love letter. 5, because there is much more to English than grammar. 6, because after school in an empty house, all I ever needed was a Judy Blume book and a big bag of sour cream and onion potato chips.
Preach.
7, because in high school, I didn't know how many calories were in said big bag of sour cream and onion potato chip. 8, because as long as I don't look in the mirror, I can swear I am 16 and cutting AP US History to play ultimate frisbee on the front lawn of the school, only to realize later that the windows to my AP History class looked out onto the front lawn of the school where I was playing ultimate frisbee. 9, because in high school, I was never the girl who got kissed in the hallway. 10, because I have never tasted anything better than diner fries at midnight, smothered in mozzarella, swimming in ketchup, split 4 ways with the friends who knew all my secrets. 11, because I spent my high school and college days writing the graduation speech I would read if I was valedictorian, instead of actually studying to become valedictorian. 12, because high school theater people are my kind of strange. 13, because Billy Spitzberg, the kid with the keys, could get us into the auditorium anytime we wanted. 14, because in high school, we fervently believe that guys and girls can be just friends. 15, because driving alone for the first time is like coming up for air. 16, because there are no best friends like high school best friends. It's true. 17, because in high school you can fall in love 3 times in a given week and mean it from the bottom of your heart. 18, because I was the kid who always got almost A's in my classes without doing homework, and I swore I'd never let my students get away with that. 19, because prom is like Oscar night. 20, because I believe everyone in the world should hear John Proctor say, "Because it is my name and I cannot have another."
Woo! That was my line.
21, because for 40 minutes, 4 times a day, 5 days a week, I have a captive audience, some of whom even believe I have something important to say. 22, because in high school, there is nothing more important than the very moment you are living in. Nothing more devastating than a bad grade, or more gratifying than knowing your best friend will be waiting at your locker to hear the scoop on what a tyrant your math teacher and your mother are. 23. Because being surrounded by students who are still figuring out how they are going to conquer the world is like peering through God's keyhole on the 6th day of creation. 24. Because for me, this high school, you are everything. Thank you.
Melanie Sirof! Woo!